sunshine, checking that I got home when I've been out all night. Hold up in every door, in the dark, you're my light. Yeah, I never feel alone. Give me love, give me life. Give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me life. All the little things that you did. Love me like no other boy. You did. I'll keep you in my heart, although we're apart. Because of all the little things that you did. All the little things that you did. Love me like no other boy. You did. I'll keep you in my heart, although we're apart. Because of all the little things that you did. Give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me love, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me life, give me love, give me life. Give me love, give me life, give me love.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Give me 1 second here. I'm actually having a bit of a technical difficulty. I just cleaned my wireless mouse and I put it down and now I can't find it. So now I'm using my laptop trackpad and I fucking hate trackpads. So give me a second. Like, really? Why would I clean my mouse right before I start a stream? Because that seems like the smartest thing to do. Oh, there it is. All right, hang on, guys. All right, it was right in front of my fucking face. What's up, everybody? Oh, God. I tell ya, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. You're so negative, Jen. Nope, realistic. All right, so what goes on, everybody? Welcome, everybody. Those of you that might be coming in for the first time, I'm going to quickly introduce myself. I know you don't care, but too bad, you're going to listen to it anyway. I'm Genetic Code, or JC is pretty much everybody that knows me refers to me. I've been around actually since 2019 on these YouTube streets. I've been busy calling out a scamming, lying, pervy, fraud con man with a channel known as the Armchair Detective. He's an old fucking geezer, gambling alcoholic that sits in a lopsided, squeaky, stinky gaming chair in the UK, thinking he's the world's greatest leading metadata expert. Um, he's milked the Watts case for 4 years now with the most ridiculous conspiracies. And he now has suddenly turned his attention to the Kiely Rodni case, although it's like 4 weeks late. So he thinks it'll be a cash cow for him, which is exactly why he's doing it. So that's kind of why I seem to have just appeared. I haven't just appeared, just kind of the way of the YouTube land. He is a right knob. Hippie chick, you know who he is. All right, give me a sec while I get my bearings. I almost had a heart attack there. Holy fuck, I'm like, I can't do a stream without my wireless mouse. Oh my God, panic set in, and that's why I couldn't see it when it was right in front of my fucking face the whole time. Now, reminder everybody, switch your default from top chat to live chat, especially you, Larnie. I know you'll remember to do that much later. It's good to see you all. Give me a sec here. And I'm Kara Crusoe, my Canadian buddy Dave, Dwayne Klein. Hi, Elwood. Good to see you. G99 is in the house. For those of you that are wondering, that's my chair dragging across the wooden floor. No, I'm not farting into my camera. Green Eyes. Hip, 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 hip chick. Karen, Paradoxes. What's up, lovely? Kimberly Faith, my favorite human in the world, is here, of course. Lady Witch, who is not a bitch today. Just some days. Good to see you, Lady Witch. Larnie, my lovely. Always good to see you. Melanie, welcome. Sharon Green, good to see you. Sheila. Sid. Sunray and Sunray's sexy leg. Wicked Moon. YouTube lady. Emerald Kimmy. And of course, Oliver. I have to remember to look at the avatar. That's what I've been told by Oliver. Always watch the avatar. Anybody else that has come and gone? Georgia girl, I see you sneaking in last minute. Anybody else? Welcome. Feel free to chat, watch, lurk, and even hate. I don't give a shit. So, what I want to do, actually, well, obviously, you saw the title of this stream. Does anybody else see part of a seatbelt hanging out the back of Kiely Rodni's Honda? We're going to go over the who, the why, the where, the what, and the how's about the possibility that that it is part of a seatbelt that's hanging out the back of the back end of her car. I'm also kind of curious to see what else other folks might be seeing, if not a seatbelt. But inevitably, there's something definitely hanging out the back end of that car. And I found it very interesting. The boys at Adventures with Purpose, if you watch their full video, their video shows whatever that is hanging out of the Honda for like less than half a split second, and it immediately cuts to Nick coming back up to the surface of the water. Now, let's not forget to keep a couple things in mind. According to the boys at Adventures with Purpose, we've only seen 10% of the interview with that road assistance guy, Nick. And obviously that would mean we've only seen a scratch of the surface in regards to their complete overall footage. So we're going to talk about that and what you guys kind of think in just a few minutes. But before we dive into the meat and potatoes of today's stream, there's a message for Ryan Upchurch that I wanted to pass along in case he missed it last night. Zav Girl had a stream on her channel last night that had bedtime stories with Bella Lugosi on it, and she actually had a message directly for Ryan Church. So I'm just going to do my due diligence and pass that along just in case Ryan didn't see it last night. Probably won't see it here either, but hey, you never know. Anybody that knows Mr. Ryan Upchurch, tell him to stop with the freaking crappy conspiracy theories and tell him this message is for him.
Okay, so Jagger says, after responding to this comment, I'm just going to ignore all the dumbasses that say shh like this. She was drunk driving on steep shoreline, could have happened to anyone. Now please just respect her and her family and give her peace. Can I say something now? I just want to address something. I promised Jagger that I'd do this. So Jagger, if Ryan's listening, Ryan, sometimes you listen to us, sometimes you don't. So Jagger's been trying to get a hold of you, and he says he's messaged you several times and you do not answer him back. He wants you to get a hold of him. And yeah, so can you please do that? Because I personally don't think Jagger's involved in this, and I think it'd be a good, he's a good kid. He followed you, Ryan, and I think it'd just be nice to do that.
That you guys have cameras that could possibly get some sort of facial.
So there you go. That's for you, Upchurch. I wonder why he's not getting back to him. Maybe because you might have to actually admit that Kiely Rodni exists. Idiot. Mr. Shannonite, you're late. Let me check. Did I say hi to you? Oh yeah, I did. Okay. All right, so now that we've got that, what's up, Gail? I can think of probably a couple. Yeah, I'm sure it's only a matter of time. You know what? That's the one thing that really, and I know I'm not going to be the only one that's thought of this. That's the one thing that concerns me with the pervy fraud over on his channel is, minimally, we're not going to see any results made public by law enforcement. Like I know Plunder did a video. She made a request for, oh God, I can't even think of the wording right now. The hell did she make the request for? The information, I guess, surrounding Kiely's death. What I'm concerned about is the friggin' armchair pervy fraud detective over there for the next couple months, because they said they probably won't release anything minimally until November 1st. So he's going to spend the next 2 months crafting his wild conspiracies like him and friggin' chicken shit do over there. Alan, I would really probably highly, highly recommend you refrain from accusing minors of being murderers or accomplices to murder. We know that's your previous forte, but I really don't foresee you doing that to minors going well for you in any way, shape, or form. So with that being said, is Upchurch, well, he's not quite as creepy, and Upchurch is already rich, so yes and no. Only in the way of going down crazy conspiracy rabbit holes that have nothing to back them up. That's about as far as that similarity goes. And in comparison, Upchurch is much cuter than Alan. All right, so where do I want to start here? So I think, hang on. So what we know thus far is, I know a lot of people keep asking about autopsy results. As of current, all the coroner released in terms of autopsy results was they confirmed that the body found submerged in that vehicle was Kiely Rodni. That is it. That is all that has been put out this far. So I know a lot of people are like, well, what's the cause of death? We don't know that yet. None of that stuff has been released. And I kind of wonder, to be very honest, if I would think that the family, the family probably, well, not probably, they may very well not allow the release. I don't know in the States. I'm in Canada, so maybe somebody in the US can clarify for me. I don't know what, if anything, other than what we know thus far is that all that's been confirmed is that that deceased body was Kiely Rodni. I don't know if anything specific, like if it's mandatory that the cause of death be released and they can withhold toxicology reports, or with her being a minor, if the family has the right to withhold cause of death and the toxicology results. So that could very well play a part and a factor in what does and does not get released. So we kind of need to take that into consideration as well. Talking about Sammy, I guess. Now, I do want to be clear. I did not say that it was fact that Sammy had retained a lawyer. There was a post. If you go on Twitter under the hashtag Rodney, Kiely Rodni, it's the official Twitter page, I guess. And I kind of went all way down. I was just scrolling. I was just curious to see what kind of stuff was there. And when I scrolled down quite a ways, that was where I saw that tweet. Now, again, I just want to be clear. I did not put it out there that it's fact. It's 100% proof that Sammy's lawyered up. I just thought it was very interesting. I don't use Twitter, so I have no way of, I don't know if that's even like an official account or her official account or anything. I'd like to think that whoever, put that stuff there looked into it before doing it. But I mean, the fact remains, my understanding is her parents are lawyers. Now, that's what I'm thinking too, if anything, right? Again, I know I think out of all the countries in the world, I know Kim and Emerald Kimmy said the other day, like, believe it or not, we do in the US have privacy laws. I think to some countries it really doesn't seem that way. I know you guys do, but it's really, I mean, it's hard to say when it comes to a minor what, as I said, what has to be released, if anything, and what they can withhold. A 12-year-old shot my ex's, holy shit, 15-year-old over a video game. Wonderful. Oh my God. What the hell? Oh, a 12-year-old with a gun taking care of an argument over a video game with the gun. That's what I think he's going to do on Sunray. So it was just like, did they even like release the like ages of the kids, or was it just two minors, whatever, one shot another over a video game? Comparatively speaking, it might seem like a free-for-all over here, but it's actually not, especially during an active investigation. Oh my God, I can't get over that, Sharon. That is crazy. Was he okay? I mean, obviously, one is not okay when you get shot, but well, I'm just, I'm thinking, and I know, again, I'm sure we've all gone there because we know what that scam and lying con man is up there can do. He's just, as I said, November 1st is the earliest that anything is going to be released. So that's like, what, a month and a half, almost 2 months of him and his chicken shit team, spinning whatever he can to make it, whatever he can. Pretty soon there'll be a red car that was there that took them all. Like, I don't even want to start. And that's why, that's something else. I understand stuff being released to the public taking time because they do need to redact information, so forth and so on. But again, and I've been saying this, and I'm going to continue to say it. The one thing to me that's standing out like a sore thumb is the fact that it's been a couple weeks now. since they've recovered her body. They've confirmed that it was Kiely Rodni's body, but there's been complete silence from law enforcement over there. Not even, like, generally you'll hear there was no foul play suspected. And the fact that that's not coming out, I mean, they could, and I'm just speaking hypothetically here, right? They could say that, no foul play was suspected, but still, might still take whatever, a month, month and a half, 2 months to release the information to the public. So that's just, that's my personal opinion. I just find that very telling that they haven't come forward and said anything like that. And again, we're talking, what are we here? The 7th. Give me a sec. So almost 2.5 weeks. So it was, yeah, it was 2 weeks Monday, we're Wednesday. So 2.5 weeks since they've located her body. Well, I'm just waiting for him to say that, he's in with Adventures with Purpose, of course. Who do we know that does that, Elwood? I can't think of one. It was his grandma's gun. Oh my God. He was shot in the face, ripped through his eye and out his skull. He was blind but he got his eyesight back. Oh my God. Holy crap. That is a miracle. To get shot in the face, have it go all the way through your, eyeball socket and out the back of your skull. And he has his eyesight back. That is nothing short of a miracle, Sharon. Holy cow. I realized when, I didn't want to obviously leave it, but as soon as I was asking just a second ago, I'm like, is he okay? I'm like, oh, I might be opening up some really, really painful wounds. So I'm really, really glad that, as you said, as good as okay can be. That is wild. Can I ask what happened to the 12-year-old? Like, in terms of, like, was he actually charged? What was he charged with? Would they move a 12-year-old up and charge him as an adult for something like that? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy that a 12-year-old would even think about going to get a gun over a dispute with a video game. Holy shit. Oh, by the way, for those of you that may be new here, and you don't like swear cussing, yeah, you're going to get some of that from me. So this might not be the stream for you. So you've been warned. Explicit lyric advisory. No, Alan has no purpose. And if you've seen, he's just, he's so fucking predictable. 4 weeks too late. He's only going to be able to play and repeat that 47 full minute video from the AWP boys for so long. He can't milk that for 4 years like he did with the Watt CCTV. So that's all he's doing. Like last night, I only watched a bit of a stream last night. He's done like 5 or 6 streams in the last couple of days. He was simultaneously streaming from his blue channel to his red channel. All he did was play the AWP boys video, used Zavgirl and J for Justice as content. That's all he played. And he doesn't even do commentary. He just fucking plays the shit pretty much right from beginning to end. Because he's a lazy slob that only wants to make money. As much money as he can, as easily and as much as he can. All right, so before we get into a few things that I want to show you, what I am going to do is I'm going to play the video that I put up yesterday. Hang on. Got to get my gears. Oh, my God. I like the cursey words. Cursey. Cursey sounds too polite. I like the fucking swear words. Let's get that goddamn straight. Cursey. That just sounds too polite. I'm a cursey girl. All right, so this is the video that I put up yesterday titled, Look What's Hanging Out of the Back of Kiely Rodni's Honda. I promise I'm going to play it right about now.
An autopsy confirming
Specialty search and rescue.
The Nevada County Sheriff Coroner.
the search for Kiely began.
She had a guy with her. She was asking me really weird questions, like in the sense of, how do you put on your seatbelt correctly? And like, okay, and then she asked me to show her on how to connect it to like her actual belt.
Confirm. I see the vehicle and the license plate. We have just found Kiely's vehicle. Over.
10-4. Do a full assessment, methodically, slowly. Make sure you focus on footage of the vehicle so that we can accurately relay that to the authorities.
The vehicle is upside down. I repeat, it is upside down. I'm at the rear of the vehicle now, working my way around towards the driver's side. Over.
10-4. I read you loud and clear.
I'm approaching the driver's side window, trying to get a look inside. Cannot positively identify anybody inside yet. I'm looking in the back now.
10-4. Take your time. Be safe.
I see a pair of shoes in the back. I'm moving my way towards the back window.
10-4. I read you loud and clear.
I have just confirmed there are human remains in the vehicle. Over.
10-4.
The passenger window is broken out, it appears. Rear driver's side window is halfway down.
Copy that. Rear driver's side window is down.
Find the line and turn top side.
Yep. That's what we do it for, brother. Good job. Good job. It's positive, you know? All right.
She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Vehicle's upside down. Some of the one window is halfway down. One window is all the way down. Whew. Call the authorities.
Roger, on Union 121.
as you pull the car out, the biggest reveal in my eyes, aside from the big interview with the guy in the beginning, which we can discuss as well, is the fact that she's not in the front seat. Now, like, is that alarm? It was alarming to Nick. I know it was. Was it alarming to you as well?
This is, absolutely. Especially in hindsight, extremely alarming when you're not only not in the back seat, but you're in the back cargo area, and the vehicle was found upside down. So, I mean, just put all those factors in together, and you also know we have multiple windows that are either open or halfway down. We're talking about a very, very tiny young girl. I mean, that's open for a lot of assessment there. I think it's alarming. Absolutely.
How many times have you found a person in the very back of a car? Or is it difficult for you to end up in the back of a car? Is that common?
It is. I can say that it's common when a vehicle is found underwater right side up. And we're talking about an SUV, right? So let's imagine the interior of an SUV. You have the back seat, and then you have the cargo area. I'm just going to leave that there. There's a lot of different variables. There's no exact science to when a car goes underwater, how it goes underwater, and what happens, and so forth. But what we do know is this vehicle, when it did enter the water, it became buoyant, flipped upside down, and that's where it rested. We have one window that's out, another window that's halfway down, and she's found in the back.
I have a Chevy SUV, but did anybody think about the seatbelt and pulling it all the way
and strapping her in?
To strap her in and then shut this hatch and have it hanging
out the back.
Because this part right here
was hanging out the back.
If you zoom in, you could see this part hanging out. Like they used that to strap her down. And why they were asking the tow truck guy so much information about a seatbelt so she wouldn't float out.
The passenger window is broken out, it appears. Rear driver's side window is halfway down.
Copy that. Rear driver's side window is down.
Line the line and return top side.
All right. So, as I said, that clip is like not even half a split second. It's like which is smaller? Where's my numbers, girl? Kimberly Faith, is a nanosecond or millisecond? Which one's smaller? Your job depends on this. Yeah, definitely very shady. So to be clear, everybody, when they say that she was found in the back, it was in the back cargo hatch. Now, the thing that kind of alarmed me, you think the only way a seatbelt would get stuck outside of that friggin' back end of the car would be because it was put there intentionally. And I'm sticking to that. So the thing that kind of alarmed me, I watched this documentary, I think last Thursday or Friday night. And the one thing that stuck out to me, and I even said to Kim, was when Nick came up, like I hadn't even seen, obviously, I didn't notice the seatbelt or anything at that point. I was just from watching, taking everything in for the first time. When Nick came back up to the surface, I even said to her, right away, I noticed for a big beast of a man, he was visibly shaken. Now, these guys, now mind you, this was their first active recovery that's part of an active investigation. Up to Kiely Rodni, they had recovered 23 bodies before, but the majority of them were decade old, like very cold cases. So it's not like it's the first time that he would have seen remains. When they asked questions about the SUV, they had no knowledge of the SUV. This is proof even more that why she was in the back cargo area with that seatbelt sticking out. When who? I think my brain is just frazzled. Who is they? When you say they asked questions, they had no knowledge. You have to dumb everything down for me, Dwayne. Got to dumb it down. The diver that found the car. No, those boys, Adventures with Purpose. I don't know their full history. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but he wasn't in training. They've been doing this a long time. As I said, they've recovered up until not including Kiely's body, they've recovered 23 bodies before up till then. Yeah, right away. Yeah. And don't forget, guys, too, as I said, I mean, we've only seen the boys from Adventures Adventures with Purpose. See, at least I stopped myself. I didn't get it all out. One of them had said on one of the panels recently that they only released like maybe 10% of the interview with the road assistance guy, Nick, which means as well, if you think about that overall, all of the footage that Adventures with Purpose boys have, what we saw in that 47-minute video that they put out is just barely a scratch of the surface of what they have in its entirety. Oh, was he? See, that's how much not in the know I am. But I would think that I'm not trying to dispute. I mean, it would still be horrifying no matter how many times you would find a dead body. I'm not trying to minimize the finding of a dead body at all. I don't know. And maybe it's because I have no experience in scuba diving and gathering remains. But it just, to me, it really, really stuck out. I would have expected him to be, visibly shaken. But I don't know. It just seemed to me he was extremely visibly shaken. And as we heard, he says it looks suspicious, call the authorities. I had a point I was going to make. Give me a second while I try to bring myself back. Hey, puff, pass, good day. I know why you're late, but that's okay. You're allowed. Yeah. She had just, I believe, yes. Okay. Maybe that's where, because I keep hearing, and it wasn't just you, Peggy. I've heard, there we go. I've heard before, Peggy, other people, and I didn't understand where the confusion was coming into play because I had seen nothing and nothing like from what I had watched of Adventures with Purpose, any of their other videos, nothing to me pointed to Nick being like a diver in school or in training. And I've seen comments like that kind of appearing here and there, and there's some confusion that he was a first-time diver, and I'm like, where is this coming from? And it may very well, Lady Witch, it could very well be coming with the confusion that Kiely was a new driver. Didn't she just obtain her license not long before? What's up, whoa, Lisa? Whoa, Lisa. I mean, as I said, guys, I can't imagine, no matter how many times, heaven forbid, I mean, I knock on wood, I never find any type of deceased body, but no matter how many times you do, I mean, it's still got to be bothersome, and upsetting. So moving along from that. So that was something that I personally kind of picked up on and I thought stood out to me, but I mean, I don't know anything anyway, so don't rely on me. Definitely look at shit for yourself. Don't rely on what I say. Find out stuff for yourself. But there was something that I think on Saturday afternoon, and I may have just been watching the video, AWP's video again. What's up, YouTube lady? I can't remember exactly what it was that set me off, but there was something that I saw, I read that had to do with that roadside guy, Nick. And I keep saying roadside guy because people take offense when tow truck driver is used. He wasn't a tow truck driver. He was a roadside assistant. But something on Saturday out of nowhere just kind of resonated with me. And it was like, I had this moment of like, whoosh, when I read or heard something to do with whoever that was with the car, with the guy on the side of the road. I just had this flash. And I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's not going to, whatever the end result is that caused Kiely's death, unfortunately, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to bring her back. However, for Kiely's family's sake, I really, really hope nothing more than out of all of the possible circumstances and scenarios that we have in front of us that could be the cause of death, that it's, for lack of better terminology, the best case scenario. Not that any of them are good scenarios, but I think you guys know what I mean. So anyways, I had this flash, just this like whoosh moment. And I went, oh my God, the fucking seatbelt. And I even said to Kim, I'm like, holy fuck. See, there's my cursey words. See, does it sound, do I kind of lighten it and make it fluffier when I follow up with after a really like explicit word with the word cursey? I said, holy fuck. I said, that chick was asking, like, and I'm going to play it again for you. Like I put together all the clips from the Adventures with Purpose video. I combined them into one where Nick talks about and explains what she was asking in regards to the belt. I found it like, who the hell needs to ask and have fucking instructions and a goddamn pie chart and goddamn presentation made on how to fucking attach a seatbelt? I mean, seriously. Who the hell does that? Hi, Simple's Meerkat. So I thought that was really like bizarre. And then, as I said, it was like a whoosh moment. I'm like, holy fuck him. I'm like, what if they like strapped her down? Then I went and I started looking again through the footage that the boys put out, the AWP boys put out. And I just happened to catch it. And then I thought, oh my God, to me it looks like a seatbelt. Now, I've heard other people say it could be the strap. It could be the strap of a bag, which is very possible. I think I like you, Susan Cooper. I love it. Well, according to some people on these YouTube streets, it's a sign of being angry. So we'll just leave that there. But thank you. The voice of reason. All right. And it's funny how after 3 years, certain people are only suddenly now offended with the same potty mouth that I've had for 3 years. But anyways, so then I went back and I saw like that. As I said, I didn't see the answer. Kimberly, my numbers girl. You're not blocked. What the hell? Why would I block you? What's up, Firefly? I'm a bully. Yes, that makes me a bully, having a potty mouth. That's the other thing, Susan Cooper. Makes you a bully, an angry bully. What's going on, Sipples Meerkat? Why would you think on earth I would block you? Did one of my mods, did somebody hide her and unhide her? Or him? Well, if you ever have a problem, if any of my mods have issue with you, Sipples Meerkat, you come to me and I'll put them in their place. For good. Well, yeah, that's to be expected. At least you're here. Yeah, death by misadventure. That would, as I see, yeah, that would be, and again, none of the scenarios are good, but that would be a best case scenario. And it would shut all the people up that are already wildly speculating. I don't know, like maybe she never existed. You should really answer Jagger Ryan up church. Oh, right. Again, you're not, because you would have to actually address the fact that she actually does exist after you made a fool out of yourself. Yeah, what I actually want to do, I found, give me a sec while I pull it up here. So I noticed today, give me a sec while I find it. So I noticed today that a couple of videos did pop up in regards to, is that a seatbelt hanging out the back, rear seatbelt? I found a video by Crime Stories Obsessed UK called Kiely Rodni Rear Seatbelt. Now, I'd like to go ahead. I'm going to play it for you guys because, again, it's a different perspective from somebody else. There's the link to her channel, her video. What do you mean you can only see chat? I don't have the ability. You're either blocked entirely or you're not, but I still would never block you. I'm not sure if you're using an app or what you're using. I would try going out and coming back in. Everybody can be technical support professional on YouTube. All right, so this is the video that I said by Crime Stories Obsessed UK titled Kiely Rodni Rear Seatbelt, and it looks like she just put that out today.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Emma and you're at Crime Stories Obsessed. We're still on the Kiely Rodni case, and after her vehicle was found in 14 foot of water in the Prosser Lake near the campground and her body being in the back, many have speculated that this was nefarious. What had happened to her and why was she in the hatch? She was very slim. Was it the fact that the vehicle was upside down? Did she float into the back of the car? Was she able to fit through the 8-inch gap between the roof and the seats? Many have speculated that it has to be that she was placed in the hatch of the CRV, her own vehicle. I've been looking further into this and trying to work out why the seatbelt was hanging out of the back of the car. If you remember when AWP went under the water and they would dive in to try and find the vehicle, they had video footage showing the car. Although upside down, you could see partially in the windows. You could also see what looks like a seatbelt hanging out from the back of the car. Was it that it got trapped? Or was it that she was fastened in order to stop her floating out? If somebody had meant for her to be in the back of this vehicle after the vehicle had gone in the water, by opening the windows and hoping that the vehicle would sink quicker, was she placed in the hatch and a seatbelt placed over her? So this is what I found. The seatbelts in the back of the CRV, there are 3. One for each side that goes over the shoulder, and then a shoulder belt that comes from the middle center of the roof and is connected to the tiny buckle in the middle of the seats. So as you can see it coming down from the roof, that would fit into the seat if you follow the arrow down. So was this placed over the top of Kiely to stop her floating out of the car? Or was this by accident? And why is it that certain friends remember exactly what sticker was on the back of her car, despite really not knowing her that well and not following her on social media? And as her friend Kate had said, didn't even hang around with her and were never really friends. So, how did they know that she had a ram sticker directly in the center of her window? What do you think, guys? Do you think this seatbelt was placed there to keep her in? Do you think the seatbelt actually was hanging out by accident? Do you think that the reason why those particular friends remember the ram sticker on the back of her vehicle, was it because they were pushing the vehicle in? But I'd be interested to know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll be back with you again soon. Take care.
So now give me a second. I want to play this again very quickly. It's only like 20 seconds. It was part of that video that I uploaded that I just played a bit ago, but just from another, like a different perspective, and just a reminder here.
I have a Chevy SUV, but did anybody think about the seatbelt and pulling it all the way
and strapping her in?
To strap her in and then shut this hatch and have it
hanging out the back,
because this part right here
was hanging out the back.
If you zoom in, you could see this part hanging out, like they used that to strap her down, and why they were asking the tow truck guy so much information about a seatbelt so she wouldn't float out. My opinion.
So something else that stuck out to me, and I know it was blurred out, and thank God it was blurred out, but now I don't have the best eyes in the world, but something else that again stood out to me, and I mean, I've watched that Adventures with Purpose video a few times now. Yeah, they're all right. I guess I'll keep them. I actually feel bad for them, but don't tell them that. I just throw them a bone here and there. Did Simple's meerkat get themselves sorted out? I promise I didn't hit the do not let Simple's meerkat see anything but be able to chat in the chat. I promise I didn't engage that button today. What was I going to say? I'd even maybe try logging out of YouTube entirely and logging back in. It could be a corrupted cookie. I'm a professional computer technical person on and off YouTube. As soon as the FBI backtrack. Yeah, exactly. Precisely. I had said that before, that obviously, I mean, providing, law enforcement is doing what law enforcement should do. They've already obtained the phone records for the phone that was used. Because don't forget again, and I'm going to play that clip as well. It fits in with all this. So I told you guys I put together, I extracted everything from our AWP's video where roadside guy Nick talks about the weirdness of this girl asking these questions about the seatbelt. And then I also extracted the part where Nick says that, so law enforcement has his dash cam footage already. I think he said it was 2 cameras, but he always parked, and he says he guaranteed he parked that truck face on, directly face on to whoever those 2 people were that were there and their vehicle. The dash cam, I mean, it has video and it has audio. So you'd be pretty fucking stupid to be involved. I've seen people theorizing that the tow truck, or not tow truck, he's not a tow truck driver, roadside assistant guy, Nick, was involved. I mean, and that's just, it's kind of a free-for-all at this point, right? But again, I can't help but coming back to the fact that 2 weeks later, that there hasn't been a public statement from law enforcement saying they don't suspect foul play. I mean, there's no reason any other time that statement comes out. I can't recall, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. Like, it just, to me, that lack of that statement is very telling. So, I mean, and basically, my theory, and I really hope I'm wrong, as I said, and Anam Kara said, for the sake of Kiely's family, out of all of the horrible scenarios that are in front of us in terms of what happened to Kiely, and I use the word very loosely because none of them are good scenarios, but the best case scenario would be death by misadventure. And I don't mean that something happened, like, God forbid, she overdosed and her so-called friends packed her in the car and pushed the car in. Nothing like that. Like, I'm talking, she pulled over because she, didn't feel comfortable driving, rolled into the water. That to me would be considered death by misadventure. Anything else where anybody else has their hands involved in it, then it becomes, well, other things. But what I found, though, sorry, I went off topic and I kind of rambled there. For those that know me, I do that all the time. I forget my own thoughts in the middle of them because I tend to want to give more details than necessary, and then I lose track of what I was fucking talking about in the first place. But the one thing that I found, and yes, it was blurred out. However, to me, when Nick actually locates Kiely's remains, and I feel horrible saying this, but to me, it didn't look like that body was floating. Why would that body not have been floating in some aspect? Now, again, I'm not any type of professional anything. Maybe professional shit disturber, but to me, I would think that should it not be floating, providing it is not strapped down in any way? Hang on, I think I'm behind in comments. Bear with me for a sec. Oh wow, I'm way behind. Sorry. Yeah, the dash cam footage is with law enforcement. Yeah, I think. Hi Roberta, what's up? You guys, you never have to apologize for being late. I think it's really cute, but you're free to come and go and do as you please. You guys don't owe me nothing. Don't be late again. That's what I got to say about that. None of you, especially you, Amber, and you, Roberta Armour. Puff Puff Pass has an exemption for being late, always. Just because he's my best smoking buddy. Hang on. So and I really hope I'm wrong. My kind of thoughts are that was not Kiely. I don't even know if it was Jagger. I suspect, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, anything is possible at this point. I'm not 100% on the guy that was there being Jagger. The description that roadside assistance guy gives was very detailed and possibly was done intentionally to throw shade and frame somebody. Now, again, I mean, this is just pure speculation on my part. So I don't think that was definitely not Kiely. Like I've said before, I believe I said this the other night on my stream. Not for one bloody second do I believe that that was Kiely that day, that Saturday morning. And again, we don't even know. So hang on, let me pull my timeline up for a second. So Kiely last texted her mom to say she was leaving and would be home in 45 minutes. Hang on, guys. Got to pull up the notes here. So at 11:30 on the 5th, 11:30 p.m., Kiely texts her mom and says she plans on leaving the party in 45 minutes around 12:15. Now, we don't even know at this point if that text actually even did come from Kiely herself, or somebody else may have done it to make it. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Happy birthday. I will not terrorize you guys' ears and sing you the whole song, but happy birthday to Simple's Meerkat. Yay! Happy birthday. May this be your best year ever. Woohoo! Starting out a brand new year. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves you wide open. What the hell was I talking about there? I lost my train of thought. All these happy birthdays. Don't be wishing that person a happy birthday. Damn it. I didn't say you could. No, absolutely. Have a great, great day. Who has clear skin? Jagger? He's got acne and moles. Freckles. Definitely not freckles. Although the pervy fraud. Hey, Suzanne. Although the pervy fraud seems to think the freckles. He's on to the case, guys. The freckles will blow the case wide open. So he definitely said the hat, and he said he had, well, we'll listen to it. I can't remember if he didn't say short hair sticking out. I think he just said hair sticking out on the sides. But what I was saying, so Kiely, and if it, as I said, we don't know at this point for sure if it was even Kiely that was the one that even texted her mom at that time, because we just don't know, right? Now, so 11:30 she texts her mom. So her mom is waiting for her daughter to come home within 45 minutes to an hour. And hypothetically speaking, let's say that was Kiely the Saturday morning, because roadside assistance guy Nick says it was about 11 a.m. noon on Saturday, August 6th, that he went out to that call in Boca. Not for one single solitary second will I ever believe that a young girl like that, who last contacted or was able to contact her mother before her phone was turned off or went dead at what time was that? At 12:33 a.m. So an hour after the last text to her mother, her phone is turned off or it lost juice. Not for a second are you going to tell me anything that would make me believe that that young girl is going to go 12 hours. She has access to a phone to make a call for roadside assistance, but isn't going to call her mother because she knows for a fact her mother is freaking out, wondering where she is, and doesn't make that call to mom. No fucking way. There's no way that was Kiely. Not a fucking chance in hell. Yeah, and that's something else. I guess where is that comment of Dwayne's? Hackney, yeah, the Hackney. Yeah, and that's something, I don't know which one it was of the boys from Adventures with Purpose, but one of them was speaking somewhere. I read somewhere that they were talking about, I'm going to say, lack of professionalism from the law enforcement team that actually came in to do the recovery. I guess when the guys from Adventures with Purpose pull vehicles, they're very meticulous with securing everything. And to me, I mean, they just kind of haphazardly fucking flipped that car, because you'll notice the driver's side passenger, or sorry, not driver's side passenger. That's really confusing, Jen. The driver's side mirror is not broken when you see Nick down when the car's still in the water upside down. It's not broken. So that means that mirror was broken when they were flipping the car. Now, something else, and again, I don't know anything, but what I thought about, and it could mean nothing, but again, going along with the fact that whoever this team for law enforcement was that actually did the recovery. So Adventures with Purpose found the body, and that was it. Law enforcement took over at that point. So the AWP boys had nothing to do with pulling that car out of the water whatsoever. Here's the question I have, and this is, I mean, I don't know any better, but in my logical mind, which probably is not very logical to anybody else, my thinking is, in order to flip that car right side up, as we see from the end result, there would have been a lot of thrashing around of that car in order to get it to turn right side up, as we saw by the broken driver's side mirror. If there was a body in the back, and again, I feel horrible saying this, but it has to be said. And again, this could be if this recovery team didn't pay attention and wasn't meticulous about securing anything in the first place, that could be the answer too. But if they know that there's a body in that vehicle, in this case in the back cargo hatch, before they start thrashing and bashing a car around to turn it right side up, would they not want to secure that body in some way, unless it's already fastened and strapped down? To me, it would seem if they didn't take precautions in like attaching a body to something in the car, that body is gonna, God only knows what's gonna happen to it while they're thrashing the car around to turn it up like right side up. To me, that would potentially affect any overall results. So they would want to minimize any damage that has nothing to do with the actual investigation. Does that make any sense? Am I just mumbling nonsense, or are you guys with me? Oh. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they thought the body would come out, so they didn't want to disturb it just in case. No, and I don't necessarily mean, well, see, actually, that's a good point, Amber. I didn't even think about that, taking that into consideration. So now we have a broken window, or what is it? One's rolled down, the other is broken. I would think, actually, now even more thinking about that, Amber, that they would want to make sure that they did attach that body to something, right? So it's not floating out while they're flipping the car around. I mean, it's hard to say. We don't know. But to me, again, just from the way I saw it, when we see Nick initially find Kiely's remains, to me, and again, I know it was blurred out, but it looked like the majority of what we were looking at was on the bottom of what we were looking at. So what would be the roof of the car, because it's upside down. Again, I don't know, but would it not even a little bit be floating if it was not attached to anything? You would think it would be free, not floating, but it would be floating in some manner. To me, it looks like it's down on, well, the roof, but that's because it's upside down. Hey, Mr. SR003. That was a tongue twister. Law enforcement did, Al. my goodness. Is each one a different documented circumstance, Sunray? How many times has the sexy leg died? That's what I'd like to know. What's going on? Well, you haven't missed too much. Just me kind of blabbing on. You're getting all caught up. Can you see me yet, Simple's Meerkat? Maybe you've been drinking too much on your birthday, and maybe you really you can see me, but you can't because the eyesight is blurred. Haven't watched umpteen videos of AWP today. They haul the car out which way it lies in the water. Yes. However, in this circumstance, they had nothing to do with the actual recovery of the car, pulling the car out in any way, shape, or form. They located Kiely, called law enforcement, and they were removed. That was it. They were done. No alcohol. I'm just teasing you. Absolutely. Absolutely. You found the exact perfect place for you. I've diagnosed myself with 23 different strains of diabetes. Hey, can I tell you guys how many lawyers I found on YouTube? There is never a lack of lawyers on YouTube. I'll tell you what. Body underwater starts to break down within a few days, making the body wanting to float. So that, and again, right, we don't know. We don't know at all. How long was that car in the water? Was it there for the entire time? I mean, let's go back for a second. So not only was that whoever was most likely pretending to impersonate Kiely, she's asking weird questions about the seatbelt. To me, I wonder if whoever put that car in after law enforcement initially searched, like obviously thinking they were safe because it would never be searched again. Because don't forget, law enforcement, that water had already been searched and gone over, and nothing was found. And again, let's remind everybody that car, when the AWP boys found it, it was only 50 feet off the shoreline, and it was only 14 feet under. Really, if you think about it, 14 feet of water is not very much, and 50 feet off the shoreline. That was missed by law enforcement doing a search for Kiely when she was still missing. I mean, that also is kind of an oddity. So 2 weeks, 1 day. So essentially, I'd like to think it sounds like you're kind of agreeing with me. Like I see that body just doesn't seem to be floating at all. All right, what I actually want to do before we get back into, so I've put together just the footage of under the water. I've slowed down, like super slowed down, even more than my video I played earlier that shows, which I'm still saying is a seatbelt hanging out. I also have flipped the footage so the car is upright. So that might make it a little easier, because I know it's really, and it's very hard. Even the first time for me, it took me a couple times of watching that footage to really be able to get my bearings on what is what, because the car is upside down. So obviously the perception is like completely, flipped, and it's, hard for anybody's eyes to sort of at the same time take in what you're seeing and also take inventory of what you're noticing in what you're seeing. So before we do that, I'm going to go, and this is, once again, this is the stuff involving roadside assistance guy from the Adventures with Purpose video.
An autopsy confirming
Specialty search and rescue.
The Nevada County Sheriff Coroner.
the search for Kiely began.
She had a guy with her. I did notice that she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. She was asking me really weird questions, like in the sense of how do you put on your seatbelt correctly, and like, okay, and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to like her actual belt. After that, she was stating on how she was there all night and she couldn't get her vehicle started due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. He kept on going over that, like, how do you like, you know, secure your seatbelt firmly and like do it correctly. And that's
when she was asking this, was the guy that she was with right there too?
He was on the opposite side of the car,
so he could hear the conversation as well.
Every single time the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side, and it was just like a back and forth, like a tag team, better to say. Like, one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then it would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery and talking about the battery, he was always on one side, she was on the other. They were never close to each other.
Did you say that you guys have cameras that could possibly get some sort of facial recognition on?
Yes. So we do indeed. We have cameras facing front and rear of our vehicles, as well as that we do have like audio, so we can pick up audio from inside and outside of the truck. So we did have that, and I'm guaranteed, I mean, my vehicle is facing directly towards hers, so, and that's how I normally do it for my protection.
An autopsy confirming
Specialty search and rescue.
The Nevada County Sheriff Coroner.
The search for Kiely began.
She had a guy with her. Did notice that like she was very hesitant and very skeptical on everything that was going on. She was asking me really weird questions, like in the sense of, how do you put on your seatbelt correctly, and like, okay, and she asked me to show her on how to connect it to like her actual belt. After that, she was stating on how she was there all night and she couldn't get her vehicle started due to the fact that now we both realized it was in neutral. He kept on going over that, like, how do you like, you know, secure your seatbelt firmly and like do it correctly. And that's
when she was asking this, was the guy that she was with right there too?
He was on the opposite side of the car,
so he could hear the conversation as well.
Every single time the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side, and it was just like a back and forth, like a tag team, better to say. Like, one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then it would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery and talking about the battery, he was always on one side, she was on the other. They were never close to each other.
Did you say that you guys have cameras that could possibly get some sort of facial recognition on?
Yes. So we do indeed. We have cameras facing front and rear of our vehicles, as well as that we do have like audio, so we can pick up audio from inside and outside of the truck. So we did have that, and I'm guaranteed, I mean, my vehicle is facing directly towards hers, so, and that's how I normally do it for my protection.
Yeah, so you heard it right there. So not only was this Kiely impersonator asking weird questions about how to fucking use a goddamn seatbelt, but she wanted to know how to connect her actual belt. Did you guys catch that? That's why I played that clip twice. She wanted to know how to connect her actual belt. Like, what the fuck? It's just click, unless perhaps another belt was attached to Kiely's actual belt before it was shut in the back of the car, maybe to keep her from floating. Another possibility, and again, we don't know, is that she was stiff, and that's why they couldn't put her in the driver's seat, because I'd initially thought too that, you know, maybe they want to strap her into the driver's seat. But again, even if you wanted to put somebody in a seat and fasten the seatbelt, you don't need a goddamn PowerPoint presentation or a book, a handbook written on how to fucking fasten a seatbelt. Unless you're possibly planning on doing something nefarious with that belt. And it ain't for the good. You know, that whole thing doesn't sit very well with me. And Peggy, I saw your comment as well about wanting his fingerprints. I've seen people say that too. And that could be very much a possibility as well. I mean, we got to remember, these are young kids, right? I mean, we don't know exactly who was all involved overall in the grand scheme of it. Who knew, who was involved. I think there's a lot more that know, because it was said at, I think it was 12:30. Let me pull my timeline up here, because I want to try and give you as much as I can factually wise. Yeah. So 12:30. So at the same 3 minutes before Kiely's phone is either turned off or loses power completely. So Kiely's phone is turned off or loses juice totally at 12:33. 3 minutes before that, her phone pings at the same location as the campground, and two campers, David and Jennifer Napove, witness a large group of cars leaving the party. So it seems to me possibly something happened and they fucking all hightailed it out of there real fucking quick. Get out of Dodge fast. So again, we don't know at this point who those two people were in Boca on the side of the road that day. That roadside assistant guy Nick went out to visit. Going back to what I really don't want to be the case, but where my speculation and brain has gone is that obviously it wasn't Kiely. We've already discussed that. There's no way, there's nothing that anybody's going to say that would fucking change my mind on the fact that a 16-year-old girl who is still free and not being withheld. I mean, I'm not saying we don't know when she died, but I suspect Kiely was in the back cargo hatch of that car when Nick, the roadside guy, went out there. And the reason I say that is those models also have a hatchback cover. So she may not have necessarily been deceased at that point. Who knows? She might have been drugged. She might have been unconscious. But she was definitely not conscious in some manner, in some regard. I believe she was in the cargo hatch of that car. The cargo cover was on because, if going back again, roadside assistant guy says he thought that it was very strange that the guy and the girl, and his wording was, they did a back and forth so that somebody was on either side of the car at all times. To me, and even when I started thinking about this on Saturday, it was, to me, I hear that as not that they were fighting, that they were having a disagreement and didn't want to be around each other. I'm taking that they're doing the juggling shuffle act to make sure that roadside assistance guy doesn't get near the back of that car. Now, again, even with the cargo hatch cover on, that would have shielded Kiely's body from being seen for most part, but obviously they would have been, nervous. Again, Nick said something that they were acting weird, but they would have been nervous. Like, they definitely would have seemed off. And I mean, who knows what happened? For all we know, that car maybe they had stashed the car somewhere overnight and they were on their way to do something else, take that car and dump it somewhere else with her body. And in their friggin' nervous state of panic, being young kids, their brains, I mean, even as a normal, like, grown-ass adult, nobody's thinking logically in a horrible, vicious, nefarious circumstance like that. So I can imagine young kids whose brains aren't even fully formed yet are going to be reacting and acting far less logical. So who knows? Maybe they stopped on the side of the road to have a piss, and whoever was driving, I think it was the girl, not used to driving that car because she's not Kiely, didn't realize that, or forgot that the car was in neutral, which is why it wouldn't start. You heard Nick say that. He went through all his troubleshooting to find out that the whole reason the car wouldn't start was because it was in neutral. And they had to call roadside assistance, right? They didn't want to leave the car abandoned to go get help because they've got a fucking body in the back. What better way than to use someone's phone, whoever the guy was, to call for help, right? And then when Nick came, they're like, well, now we've been spotted in this part of the area, and they thought they'd go back, maybe knowing, well, no, I guess they wouldn't have searched. Cops wouldn't have searched. I mean, anything is possible, but you get what I'm kind of throwing down. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that could have been asking about the seatbelt as well, in order to try and keep his attention towards her in the front of the car. Because don't forget, I mean, for most part, they thought it was a battery issue. So they would have been tinkering around the front of the car with the hood up for the majority of that call. And again, remember, roadside assistant guy Nick said his truck was parked directly in front of their car with his dash cam positioned on it. So it's not like his service truck was parked behind them. It was parked in front. So for those kids, they would have done whatever, the back and forth, doing the juggle shuffle to make sure that friggin' guy doesn't get anywhere near the back of the car to be able to get a good eyeful of what might be in the back. Obama, yeah, her body was found in the back cargo hatch. Not the back seat, the back cargo hatch. Now, again, and I just want to stress, I certainly don't like having to talk in this manner, but unfortunately, I mean, this is the reality of what is. Out of all of the likely scenarios that we have in front of us in regards to what could have happened to Kiely, and again, the best case scenario isn't the greatest terminology to use, because the ultimate end result is none of the scenarios are good. But in relation to Kiely's family being able to move on and not have to put up with a social media circus sideshow of bullshit, the best case scenario would be that her death is going to be deemed as misadventure. And that's what I really, really hope. Now, like, I believe there's definitely far more on that footage. And I can't remember. I couldn't find it today. I was looking for another video that I'd seen last night, and I was kind of half asleep, which is why I don't have it. And of course, I can't find it. But what I was listening to is one of the guys had said, one of the AWP boys had said something along the lines of, the dash cam footage was handed over to LE, and I'll be very honest, because I don't want to make shit up. I don't remember what the actual reasoning was that I heard, but essentially the AWP boys have 2 more videos on hold ready to release at any time. Now, again, I'm not sure, and I couldn't find the video. I can't remember what their explanation was, whether it had something to do with law enforcement, but there was basically, they essentially said they have 2 more videos of footage from their recovery that are done and ready to put out, and they may end up releasing them. So I've been keeping an eye on them. Anybody else, definitely, if you're sub to them, keep an eye, because you never know when something might drop. Now here is where we come back, and I want to touch briefly upon that, and then I'm going to show that video with the car right side up, slowed down. We'll get a better look. But this is something else. So this was a big mass party. Now, this wasn't the first time that these parties were held there. And again, I'm not saying that it cancels out the possibility of misadventure, that Kiely got lost, possibly inebriated, and disoriented in the dark, and maybe drove into the water, somehow fell asleep in the car, and the car itself went into the water without the help of anybody. And again, though, she was a relatively new driver, but she did know the area, right? She'd been to parties there before. So it's not like this was an area that was unknown to her. But again, I mean, everything is very different in the pitch fucking dark. Somebody else had put out a video where they did the drive, I guess, in the pitch dark, and I didn't watch it. No, thank you. That's worse than any goddamn scary ride at an amusement park. I like to keep my heart in my chest, but apparently this person was very shaken even after, and it was like pitch black the couple seconds I did watch. So something happened at that party that night. Now, I'm going to just show, this was a video I put together a couple days ago about the friendly fight. So it was a senior goodbye party with a friendly fight theme. So that's the only video that we've seen that's from that night. That looks like he's yelling at somebody. That doesn't look like that's fun.
Our request at this point is if you have video of that night, detectives want more of it. There has been a lot of video provided, and some of it had to do with a fight that occurred at the party. Detectives right now are asking for any additional video that you have. So again, we urge you that you would please bring that forward.
Who was fighting at the party? The girl and guy, look into them. Was there a fight at the party?
Yeah, so there were some friendly fights that were going on. There was, like, we had boxing gloves. People were, like, trying to instigate. It wasn't anybody who had really any drama or they weren't enemies or anything. It was more just friendly fights to keep entertainment going. This happens at a lot of our parties. We just do it to have fun. If somebody gets hurt, like, we have people on them, but
So it wasn't like a fight out of anger. It was just kind of a just a fun competition type of fighting.
Yeah, just see who wins and who goes home with the title, which I will randomly admit people do end up getting in fights over who won, but not this time.
This just got sent to me. I cannot name who did, but it says the Truckee Facebook missing persons groups are on fire with speculation about what happened to Kiely. Thing is that some of it may not be speculation. It may be real clues as to what happened. The party, 200 plus, fact is there was a lot of drinking and drugging. Reported fights, some disturbing behavior between Kiely and a girl named minutes before the party suddenly breaking up. And then cars started flying out of the parking lot. Something bad happened and all the kids' parents told them not to get involved. You may want to keep in mind that there's a possibility of what happened to Kiely could be more sinister, and there was a panic. I knew. You know, I feel the same way. A kid goes missing after attending a party of 200 to 300 people. There's always, most likely, something that happened at that party. Someone knows something. Someone possibly did something. It's an accurate and fair assessment to make. Not only one person knows, but multiple people know.
People do end up getting in fights over who won, but not this time.
So just a little perspective. That was just to give you an idea in that one picture how many blonde girls with gray sweatshirts or sweaters that were there. And again, so you have that invitation that we were looking at. Give me a second here. Talk amongst yourselves for un momento. Por favor. No, wait, that's not right. Just un momento. Screen. So the invite from the party. Hang on, I'll make it bigger, everybody. Hold your horses. Just hold your horses. Whoa, Nelly. So, as you can see, those are all phones. So this picture on the invite for the party that Kiely went to and then disappeared from, this picture for that invite was from a party back in May of this year. So May of 22, where he's wearing the boxing glove. See, that's a boxing glove he's wearing. But you can see phones here. All kinds of phones. Now that other picture. Hold on. Hang on, guys. I got to pull something else up. I think you guys can handle yourselves for a couple seconds while I pull it up. And if you can't handle yourselves, at least just clean up after yourselves. Damn, I had my mute on. So there's the close-up. That's better, I think, than what was in the video, where you can see the boxing glove. So just look at that and keep yourselves busy with that for a few seconds while I look up and get what I wanted to get. All right, I hope you all wrote it down. So let's go back for a second. Just for comparative factors. Oh, hang on. I thought I was prepared. Apparently not. That's what happens. Fuck. Where the fuck did I just had it? Damn it. God damn it. Hang on. Thought I was ready, but I wasn't. All right. Oh, crap. I couldn't imagine doing this with my friggin' trackpad on my laptop. Oh my God, I'd be in tears. I really would be. All right, hang on. I'm there. All right, boom. That one. Go here. Okay, so once again, just for comparative measures, this is the picture from the invite that was from the similar party, right? Same guy with the boxing glove. And here, like, look at all the shit being recorded by people. Okay? Now, we go to that picture from that night. I mean, I don't know if those are headlights. It seems kind of weird to me. So this party started at what, 9 or 10 at night? But there's reports that whoever, I guess they hired some sort of sound lighting company, I guess. There was, or whoever, and maybe not, maybe it was just fellow party goers. But they'd set up all kinds of lights and so forth in the trees. They had taken those down by 12:30. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm older now, and it just seems to me that that's an awful lot of energy and effort to put into setting up lights in trees. Like, you're not just setting them up on stands, like you're having to drape them in trees and so forth, lay all the cording and stuff for a couple of hours. I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but obviously in this picture, I mean, it's some sort of headlight or whatever. There's obviously a light flashing on them, but I mean, again, a lot of their backs are just, but it doesn't seem like nobody's got a phone out. And something else in that video, that American Dream Chaser stream where he interviewed Sammy Smith on August 9th, I highly recommend. Kim, do you have that link that I sent you? Can you, if you don't mind, grabbing it and dropping it in the chat? I would highly recommend watching the interview that American Dream Chaser did with Sammy on August 9th. To me, it's very telling. The stories that she's telling absolutely make no sense whatsoever. I mean, the whole thing to me just doesn't add up. She was supposed to get a ride home. Kiely was supposed to drive her home in the first place. And then for some reason, Kiely said she was going to go get a ride from someone else. Well, why would you need to get a ride from someone else when you already have a ride home? But not only does she, goes and gets a ride home with someone else, because, hang on, let me go back. So she wanted to get another ride, I think partially because she said, right, she spent the whole night. Now, if you guys notice, and you'll probably notice it when you hear this interview, it's only 30 minutes, but it's very telling. Kiely literally has a map point. Sammy literally has a map point for Kiely. She has where Kiely was at every single fucking solitary second for every breath that poor girl took. She can explain every single solitary second of where Kiely was up until this sudden, right? She was drinking with Kiely. She speaks about they were drinking lots. Now, here's part of where I'm not buying what she's selling either. So she's talking about finding another ride because Kylie's too fucked up to be able to drive home. Well, all this drinking that was being done that Kiely freely admits to partaking and giving to Kiely. For somebody that was drinking and also got fucked up, she sure seems to have a perfect memory of every single second of every single solitary minute of every single solitary hour of that entire party. Doesn't have a fuzzy memory at all. But the other thing too that really, oh, that's the wrong timeline. The other thing that really stands out to me, and again, she also brings it up in that interview with American Dream Chaser, is shit. Hang on, I just need my timeline so I can try and less make mistakes. I can do that well enough on my own. All right, so again, let's go back. 11:30 p.m. It's supposed to be Kiely texts her mom and says she plans on leaving the party in 45 minutes around 12:15 a.m. All right, so that's 11:30 p.m. on Friday, August 5th. Midnight. So we're now Saturday, August 6th. Elsa Pakarak sees Kiely. 12:03, last location shared with mom at campground. 12:25 a.m. on August 6th. Last time Sammy sees Kiely. And she says, and I quote, "I was leaving and I gave her a hug telling her I loved her and goodbye, and for her to get home safe or be safe." So 5 minutes later at 12:30, Kiely's phone pings in the same location as the campground. And it's at that same time at 12:30 that those two campers, David and Jennifer Napove, see this large group of cars leaving en masse. Now, this is where I have big motherfucking questions. And again, you'll hear Sammy Smith say it exactly out of her own mouth in that American Dream Chaser interview. It's the 30-minute one. So 12:33. Kiely's phone is either powered off or it loses juice. I mean, it's powered off. Whether it was turned off or it ran out of power, I'm not sure. But that's at 12:33. Kiely's own word, Sammy Smith's own words. 3 minutes later at 12:36, Sammy receives a call from Kiely asking Sammy if she needs a ride home. Meanwhile, Sammy is already in someone else's car at this time. And she also makes a point in the interview, and something else that stands out to me as huge red flags is Sammy gives so much detail. Like, says things that I give detail and I ramble, but I ramble. She is not rambling. She's just giving more detail to try and make it look like nobody should suspect her. That's how I feel about it. So 3 minutes after Kiely's phone is not even on anymore, Sammy says she receives a call from Kiely. How the fuck are you going to receive a call from her? But she's asking her if she needs a ride home. Meanwhile, but Sammy's already said previously that she's already told her she was leaving. She said that she said goodbye. Anyway, so asked if she needs a ride home. She's already in a car. When she called me, so this is what Sammy says. When Kiely called her, she was not in a car. She could hear the party and many people talking in the background. I don't know, I suppose it stands to reason. Hi, Beth Dutton. I suppose it stands to reason that Kiely, who was apparently so very intoxicated that her so-called best friend, Sammy Smith, didn't want her driving her home, but leaves her so-called best friend at a party to fend for herself to get home. She doesn't want her driving her home because she's drunk, but doesn't take her with her, doesn't make sure that she's going to be okay. She leaves her intoxicated, possibly even, high, young friend, 16-year-old friend at a fucking party on her own. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Paradoxes. They did drink the same thing. Yep. It just to me doesn't add up. Big red flags. Hang on a sec here. All right, so let's get into. All right, I'm going to show the video, the shortened video of the car footage. So the first part of it is going to play at regular speed, but then I take out, obviously, the part where Nick is towards the back. You're going to see it. The first time I've slowed it down, so it's the way that Nick sees it. The second time I slow it down even more, and then you're going to see it twice more slowed down with the footage flipped and the car right side up, so people might be able to get a better understanding of what they're seeing. Oh shit, hang on. Video file. What am I playing again? What the fuck am I playing? Oh yeah. I need a lot of help in life, guys. Imagine, this is what I go through on a daily basis. All right, here we go.
Your window is broken out, it appears. Rear driver's side window is halfway down.
Copy that. Rear driver's side window is down.
Line the line and turn top side.
Right there. You guys see it? That's what I think is the seatbelt hanging out. Looks like it be the width of a seatbelt and a little whatever buckly thing. I don't drive, so don't make fun of me. Buckly thing. That's like cursey word. So I slowed it down even more, but the next footage you're going to see. Oh, actually, is this? Yeah, this is the right one, I think. Is going to be flipped right side up. So the car's right side up now. Hang on. Hold on, guys. There we go. Get rid of that. I'm so used to looking at the footage upside down that when I see it right side up, I find right side up, it the belt is not, I mean, you can see it, but I find it's much more distinguishable as a belt when it's upside down. Why would it be hanging out though if it gets wrapped around her? Well, I mean, these are the questions, right? To me, I think that it certainly, I don't think it was intended to be left hanging out of the trunk. I don't know for sure if I saw some of the obviously there's different models of the CRV. One of the models I was looking at has like a back hatch belt. So I mean, if the belt was long enough, it right. If it was long enough, if it was one from the back, it might have been long enough, and it basically got caught. Or I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but the fact of the matter remains, there is something, if it's not a seatbelt, I'm still sticking with the seatbelt, but I don't know. What do you guys see if it's not a seatbelt? If it is a seatbelt, there is no chance in hell that a seatbelt is accidentally left to be hanging outside of the back end of the car. It was done intentionally. No friggin' way in hell. The back seat passenger side was used to strap Kiely in the cargo area. I guess like a luggage strap. I don't drive. You're asking me questions I can't answer. I've never bothered to get a license in my lifetime. I have some sort of I think I died in a former life in a car crash. I get very nervous in cars. I don't like lose my mind and it doesn't cripple me or anything, but I do get levels of anxiety as a passenger in a car. Get me on a bus or in a truck and I'm okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird like that, but hang on. Let me see what you're saying. Give me a sec here. Pulling up comments. This drug and alcohol involved deal, she may have missed road. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'd said a couple times already, is that out of all of the, I mean, they're all horrible scenarios, but out of all of the possible horrible scenarios, the best case scenario for Kiely's family is that it's going to end up being deemed death by misadventure. And again, I mean, that doesn't take away any of their pain, their grieving and suffering, but I think at least with an outcome like that, that will squash all of the assholes in this world that are using this as a cash cow to milk it for everything it's not. Well, and that's what, I'm not sure if you were here, Suzanne. I did ask something that had stuck out to me when you see Nick locate the remains, even though, and thank God that it was blurred out. To me, it looked like, so again, the car was flipped up. To me, it looked like that body was not floating. The majority of what was like blurred out focused on that body being down on the roof of the car, but it was upside down. Like, to me, and again, I'm no professional at anything, but to me, I would have thought there would have been floating of some kind, which is why I wonder if she was strapped into that back cargo hatch via a seatbelt. I think I'm way back on comments, but oh, totally. That to me was the first warning bell. What do you mean she was in the back hatch? And I mean, we're all purely speculating here, but so the passenger window is rolled down. Can you guys help me? Because my brain is, everything is coming to me at once. How many windows were open and how many were broken? I'm testing you guys. See if you wrote it down. It's test time. Give me a second. I want to look for something while you guys try and answer me. That's true too, but something else I said, and I don't think you were here, YouTube lady, when I mentioned it. I wonder if initially, I mean, the thoughts might have been they were going to make it look like an accident and fasten her in at the driver's seat. But depending, like, we don't know what happened, but if she was, depending on how long she was already deceased, if rigor mortis set in, she may have been too stiff to be able to, for them to put her in the driver's seat, which is why they had to maybe go to a plan B, strap her in the goddamn cargo hatch, and in a hurry, didn't obviously get the whole seatbelt in because it's hanging out the back. I mean, even still, it's something, it sounds, there's a reason why, and you and I were talking about this, we were commenting, hippie chick, about this. And I mean, as you know, I DJ, and the hardest thing at the end of a night is to get everybody, when the bars close, last call's come and gone, is getting those fucking stragglers that don't want to leave and they dig their heels in to get the hell out, right? Those cars, the only thing to me that would set off a large group of people to jump in their cars and leave a party en masse at the same time would be something nefarious happened, or the cops were there, or on their way about to show up. That's all I can think of. That would be the only reasons that teenagers would, or anybody would, fuck off out of a party all at once. Big mass exodus. I mean, is there anything else I may have thought of that I missed? Give me a sec here, guys. I want to find something for us. All right, give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to, I want to download, it's a 5-minute video of the drive at night. So it's a drive from the party site, where the party was at the sanctuary, to the water. So give me a second just while I quickly download it, and I'm going to upload it, and then we'll take a look at that. And, oh. Well, like I said, he better be careful before he starts blatantly accusing minors of murder or being accomplices to murder, because he's going to fucking find himself in a shitload of hot water if he keeps that up. Greedy old fucking bastard. Milking it. Where the fuck has he been for the last 4 fucking weeks? I'm sure it's only a matter too, which is why I partly wanted to do this live stream on top of my video. I don't want him fucking being the one, like he uncovered the shadow, he's uncovered the seatbelt. Fuck right off with that, Alan. Not a chance in hell are you going to fucking do that. All right, hang on while I get that video ready for us, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. Bum, bum, bum. Come on. Come on. Can't believe I fucking misplaced my wireless mouse. And I did it as I was playing that opening song too. You should have seen me. Look, my own worst enemy. It's right in front of my face and I'm all in a panic. Oh my God, where is it? I just had it. Oh man, I'm definitely my own worst enemy. All right, we're almost there, kids. Almost. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. I heard that many years ago, and I don't know why, but it's always stayed ingrained in my brain. See the fun useless facts that I carry around with me? All right, so we've got that. Oh, hang on. We're almost there. We're going to go on a really dark field trip, guys. Really dark. This is going to, oh, crap. Where did I put it? Oh, man, I need help. Lots of help. It must be here. There we go. Look at that. All right. That's right. All right, so that's just uploading. It'll just take a minute. And then we'll get a bird's eye view of what that pitch black drive at night actually would have looked like. So again, what I'm going to play is a night drive from the sanctuary, which is where the party was held, to the water. It's the Prosser Reservoir. So, almost there. So this footage actually comes from a channel by the name of Verna K. Busy Mom of 7. Holy cow. I'd say you're busy with 7. My God. I don't know how I couldn't even handle 1. I can barely fucking handle myself. I'm going to drop the link in a second here if I can get my shit together to the video. So again, it's a night drive from the sanctuary where the party was to the water, Prosser Reservoir. There we go. All right, so here we go, guys.
All right, guys. This is live. I'm leaving the sanctuary here. My son put that there. Ugh, okay. All right, let's do this. This is as fast as I can go, guys. Ugh, poor car. So this is that pull off. I'll show you the video where you can actually see the water. This is the turnoff, and if you're hugging the right-hand side there, I don't know that you can recognize this is a turnoff. I don't see any lights at the campground or anywhere. Looks like there is someone camping out there, though. I can see them on the water from here. I mean, on the side of the water. I'm literally going as fast as I possibly can. Sorry. So there's someone across the water camping. They got some lights on. Do you guys see any water? I see campers over there. See a couple headlights. I am surrounded by water right now. Can you tell we're about to go off a cliff? Because we're literally right here. This is where it goes down. Water everywhere. This is so sad. Alright guys, that's all I need to show you.
I think she left the undercarriage of her car about fucking a mile back. Holy shit. Jesus. Okay, well, first of all, you'd never catch me in the fucking deep, dark middle of the woods in middle of the night like that, driving alone. And with my car fear, you wouldn't catch me even as a passenger with somebody. Not a chance in hell. Holy cow. Hey, Wilson Home, how are ya? You're just coming in as I'm actually going to be winding it down. But that right there, like, I mean, you can see, I don't even know how the hell she was spotting campers. All I saw was a lot of fucking pitch black. That was worse than any goddamn roller coaster ride. Holy bumpy. But it all looked the same to me. Totally looked all the same to me. I don't think the kid liked it when she said, and here's where we're going to go off a cliff. No. Goodness me, oh my. That's okay. Better late than never. That, and you fit right in with everybody else. It's okay. You, as I said earlier, but you weren't here because you were late. Nobody has to ever apologize for being late. You're free to come and go as you please. But just keep in mind that I do note all the lateness, and I keep it in my sleeve to use against you at a later time. So just to let that be known. God, that was brutal. I'm hoping, Dwayne, that that footage of the truck is going to come out. Do you think that that's something that's going to be made public? Oops. I hope it's going to be made public and it can be requested. And yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely, I mean, you saw that. And you could, as I said, I mean, even though I said earlier, I mean, that wasn't the first time that she attended parties there. That doesn't discount. Like I said, I mean, no outcome is good because unfortunately Kiely is still deceased. But out of all of the scenarios, the death by misadventure would be the best out of all of them. You get a scenario where she was driving down there because she wanted to catch some sleep for a few hours before she got on the road to drive because she was aware. Now, don't forget, this girl was so very intelligent. She was she graduated a couple years ahead. She was only 16, right? You're usually what, 17, 18 down there in the US of A when you guys graduate. So she was supposed to be off to med school. So she was very, very wise. So, maybe she had wits about her and knew that she was too inebriated to actually get on the road to drive home, and she wanted to go sleep it off for a couple hours. And something simple as that drive we just saw, she misjudged the roading in the pitch black, and down she went. Because we got to remember too, that CRV would have been bottom heavy, right? When it went in with that engine, would have tipped, the front would have tipped to go down first. Now, we don't know what assistance or what help from others, if there was help from others, via pushing it, via driving it in. I mean, if windows were rolled down, and again, I can't remember, I know the passenger window was rolled down. Was it the driver's side window that was busted out? I know I asked this question before, and I apologize if somebody answered. I didn't happen to see it in chat. It seems a little, and I could be wrong, but it seems a little far-fetched. Yeah, exactly. It seems a little far-fetched that if she was trying to get out, if she did go in on her own and, was in a state of, got to get the hell out, that she would be rolling multiple windows down. Now, would it not be hard? Here's the other thing too, guys. When you think of the velocity of the water, you wouldn't be able, well, first of all, I don't even know. Do CRVs have power windows? Or, I don't even think cars see, this is how much I'm in cars. I'm like, well, are they roll down windows? I guess all these days cars are power windows. So she wouldn't have even been able to roll the windows down, would she? Holy shit. How the hell do you get a window down that's a power window when, with the car still, what the fuck? I mean, I know I probably sound really stupid right now, but I don't drive and I'm not in cars very much because I have a fear. So, when that car hit the water, wouldn't all the water flooding the engine shut the car off? So, all right, so they do have power windows. Can you tell I'm caught in the 80s? Roll the window up. So if a car hits the water, engine, obviously in the front, it's front heavy. As soon as all that water starts and basically drowns the engine, is that not going to cut the engine off? So how the fuck would she have been able? I mean, those power windows don't come down in the snap of a finger. So there's no way I don't foresee that she would have been able to get a window all the way down. So that there kind of stands out as a little odd. So now we have multiple windows. Damn it, I'm trying to... All right, hang on, guys. That's really bugging me. Yeah, and that's kind of where I was going. You wouldn't be able, exactly, and that's where I was going about the water pressure. Even if they were roll down windows, wouldn't be able to do it. And then, like Kim says here, you'd have to bust them out. And and I don't mean with that tool, that actual tool that you can use that gets the window out. I'm not talking about that. I just mean in regular form. I wouldn't think you'd be able to bust them out either, again, because of the pressure from the water. It would be like fucking kicking a 10,000 pound cement wall. You'd do nothing. Well, and here's the other thing, maybe they were already broken out and down, right? There's that too. That window, that passenger window might have already been down from earlier. Yeah, exactly. And again, even doors, she wouldn't have been able to just open the door once it was submerged underwater. Hang on a sec here. What am I looking for? I know what I'm looking for. Just gotta find it. All right. So this one. All right, I'm going to show this one more time, and then we'll start to wrap it up. This here. Oops. All right, give me a sec there. Yeah, you think as a plan, a contingency plan. That's where a sunroof comes in really handy. Well, no, I guess not. Once the car's submerged, you wouldn't be able to get that open either. Oh, can you tell how unqualified with cars I am? All right, put this up. Oops. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. We're almost there. So I'm just gonna play again. This is regular speed, but this is where Nick does locate the car because that's kind of driving me nuts. I know that the passenger window was down, but then when I try to think what else, then I keep coming to that. I think it was broken. Anyway, let's just watch it before I confuse myself.
Confirm. I see the vehicle and the license plate. We have just found Kiely's vehicle. Over.
10-4. Do a full assessment, methodically, slowly. Make sure you focus on footage of the vehicle so that we can accurately relay that to the authorities.
The vehicle is upside down. I repeat, it is upside down. I'm at the rear of the vehicle now, working my way around towards the driver's side. Over.
10-4. I read you loud and clear.
I'm approaching the driver's side window, trying to get a look inside. Cannot positively identify anybody inside yet. I'm looking in the back now.
10-4. Take your time. Be safe.
I see a pair of shoes in the back. I'm moving my way towards the back window.
10-4. I read you loud and clear.
I have just confirmed there are human remains in the vehicle. Over.
10-4.
The passenger window is broken out, it appears. Rear driver's side window is halfway down.
Copy that. Rear driver's side window is down.
Find the line and turn topside.
Yep. That's what we do it for, brother. Good job. Good job. It's positive, you know? All right.
She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me.
Yeah.
The vehicle's upside down. Some of the one window is halfway down. One window is all the way down. Whew. Call the authorities.
The passenger window is broken out, it appears. Rear driver's side window is halfway down.
Copy that. Rear driver's side window is down.
Find the line and turn topside.
Don't forget the car's right side up now, in case you couldn't tell by the proper reading license plate. There. So again, the passenger window was broken and the rear driver's side window was down. Now, see, I've been saying the passenger window was rolled down, but that's why I wanted to play that again a couple times. And I noted it down. I wrote it down as he said it. Passenger window was broken out and the rear driver's side window was down. So, the rear driver's side window would have likely already been down. Nobody could have, she couldn't have kicked out the window. Would the window of that passenger window being broken out? I'll have to go back and look again. Did anybody notice at all? And I never thought to look for it because I until now didn't realize it was broken out. Did you happen to, that it was broken out? Oh, did I ask you guys a question and then ignore my chat? I'm sorry. I don't do that intentionally. It's really hard to juggle in StreamYard and keep on top of comments at the same time. I'm actually not, for those that may not know, I'm not just sitting here doing nothing and asking you guys a question and then laughing at you. I'm actually doing other 50 million other things. So a lot of comments, and I can't keep comments open in the same window as when I'm doing other things. So that's why I miss a shitload of comments. So you guys tried to tell me that the passenger side window was broken. Apparently I need to write it down, not you guys. Driver's side, the rear driver's side. Mr. Senior 003, the rear driver's side window was halfway down. Oh, I'm not saying for sure that it's murder. I'm just kind of playing out all the scenarios here. I just was pointing out what I thought looks very, very, very suspicious to me. And I've said multiple times, I would like and love nothing more than out of all of these scenarios that her death is deemed to be death by misadventure. But I mean, you can't deny that there's a lot of things wrong in this overall picture. A lot of things. Now, when that car came up, was the driver's side regular window, like the regular just driver's side window, that was knocked out, if I recall. That must have been done when they were thrashing and bashing the car around to turn it upright. Yeah. Now, there would have, yeah, you're right, Larnie. Where's your comment? Yeah, there would definitely, if it was, yeah. I mean, who knows? It could have been broken at the part, but I think the amount of glass maybe on the inside could be sort of indicative of where the window broke. Possibly, like if it was broken way back at the sanctuary, I would think, maybe they try to get the glass out. Obviously, any glass on the outside on the ground wouldn't be around, but there might be shards of glass on the bottom of the floor of the lake if it broke out then somehow. I don't know. But yeah, that'll definitely be indicative for sure. The driver's side window was intact. Yeah. Well, again, though, if we look at it in perspective, that driver's side mirror was also broken when it was pulled out of the water, which we know for a fact was not broken when Nick went swimming around. So that was obviously done, which only, I mean, makes sense to see that the passenger window was broken. Obviously, the thrashing and turning over of that car was really heavy on the driver's side. Such a tragedy. Sucks that one wrong choice can end this way. Life is fragile. Cherish it. Cherish every moment with your loved ones. My husband was killed in a motorcycle accident two hours ago. What? Did you mean years or 2 hours ago? Holy. Oh my goodness. Still very, very sad. Please tell me you meant 2 years. I don't think they found her phone in the car. I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Okay, now I'm reading it. Mrs. Arbin, like Mr. SR003, Mr. Senior 003. It's Mrs. R003. That's horrible. It does. I mean, yep. Blink of an eye. In the absolute blink of an eye, it can be over. It's kind of interesting as when we're young. I mean, I'm not in any regards like that in my older years, but man, when you're young growing up, that sense of invincibility that young kids have, Like nothing can happen to them. Teflon Don, right? Build of titanium. But I don't know. Personally, I mean, I definitely was like that for a long time. And now that I'm older, I certainly, don't think I'm quite as invincible as I once was. I was on another channel earlier and a girl from Truckee confirmed the tow guy was real as she knows him. So apparently the guy I posted wasn't him. Are you starting and causing some drama on these YouTube streets? Did you put it out as this is 100% fact? For some reason, I thought they had found her phone, but it wasn't in the car. I don't know why I thought that. Am I very wrong there? Probably. I'm usually wrong. What the hell did green bananas ever do to you? Huh? I'm a big lover of the banana. What's your banana beef? I'm defending the bananas. What is your banana beef? Ah, where is that? Did you go pay him a visit, Wilston? How long did it last? One comment, probably. Banana beefs. This is a no banana beef zone. You might pop off before they open. I am a banana advocate. Well, now you and I are saying the same thing, but just in different terminology, and we're really confusing everybody. Good job. Yes, of course I do. I'm actually going to be winding it down here. So I do have some lovely tunage to carry us out. As I said, I was curious to see what you guys, because you're old and smelly now. Are you trying to stay unblocked? All right. Holla, boys. Woohoo. What the hell was I saying? Maybe not today. You almost seem like you're pleased by that. Although you're probably, other than all of the sheeples over there, the brainwashed sheeples that open their purse strings and fucking enable that asshole, you're probably the only one that's not blocked. I bet if we took a poll, God, I don't even know if Alan's block list, if the default, I wonder if YouTube has a limit cap of the amount of people you can block. Because he probably has surpassed that 50 times over. Just like when he gets his 100 or 1,000 patrons, he's going to build that all-purpose studio. Well, it'll be there for the replay at your disposal. Well, there was a phone charger. I think her phone was actually missing from the car. If that phone was in the car, there's been an abundance of videos out there with the items that were found in the car. First of all, I haven't seen anything about the phone being. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't in the car. Don't hold me to that. I'm not saying this is fact or true, but none of the videos that I've seen with the contents that we've seen in the car involve the phone. Now, it's very possible that we haven't heard anything more about the phone because it was in the car and the cops have it. I've heard, now I haven't seen, but I haven't gone looking for it either. I've seen a couple of videos where people say so that we saw a charger, a Mac charger in the car. Not Mrs. Portland, 99% of YouTube. I wonder if she has Alan blocked. And I wonder if that goes vice versa. Inquiring minds want to know, Amber. I wonder because I've seen in a couple of places, and again, I can't put any authenticity or validity to it, but that there was also a MacBook seen in the car. So we definitely see the charger by the window, by where that Truly drink is, and a couple other things. But even if I think that even if there was, the MacBook, if there was a MacBook computer in that car, obviously police would be, they would have that in their possession and would be combing through it. No, I haven't. Why do I think that they did find her phone? But I could be making that up because I just like to make up stuff on YouTube and throw it out as 100% fact. No, I think if we think about it overall, we would have heard more and we would have seen more if her phone was found. Banana pudding rocks, banana popsicles rock, banana bread super rocks, banana frosters rock. Why is there no banana juice? I don't think I've ever seen banana juice. I don't even think I've thought about banana juice until just this moment. Well, I'm glad your banana beef, Sunray, has given me cause for the pause here. I wonder what banana juice. Banana milkshakes rock. I don't think I would want to drink banana juice. Banana juice in a very liquid form just doesn't seem appealing to me. Definitely not in a quench your thirst kind of way. I'm a blockfish bish at Mrs. Portland. Banana split, yeah. Banana milkshakes, banana pudding, banana bread. Mrs. Portland. What's her name this week or today? Doesn't she change it 500 times every day? It's so funny because if I go to have a little look-see if she's got any content up at that moment that I go to look, I always just type in Mrs. Portland in the search bar, and whatever she's fucking changed her name to at that hot minute is immediately what pulls up. So there's no really getting away. Hey, I see what you're doing there. You're pretending to be funny, but you're really taking jabs at me. You know what? Banana milk. I have had banana milk, and that needs to go in bags. See? Banana juice would, but banana milk fucking rocks. So, yeah, that needs to happen. We need to get more banana milk in 4 liters, 3 milk bags. You're all just jealous that we got milk bags up in Canada. I know. All right, guys, I'm going to wind it up here. Thank you so much for joining me in our little discussion on what I think is a seatbelt, part of a seatbelt hanging out of Kiely Rodni's Honda. At the end of the day, whether it is a seatbelt or maybe a strap from a backpack, there is something hanging out the back end of that car that, as I said, to me, it could be a coincidence. And those that know me know what I think about coincidences. But in this case, I wouldn't necessarily say that the coincidences leads to a scam, but I just find it a coincidence that right at that, of all the footage that Adventures, oh my God, what's her name? Adventures fucking, I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember what the fucking P stands for. Adventures with Purpose. Of all the fucking footage that they gathered while searching underwater, I just find it hard to buy as a coincidence that they show less than the blink of an eye, nanomillisecond of something which to me looks like a seatbelt hanging out. You see it, but as soon as you see it, it's gone. Like I had to slow it down and pause it to catch it. And then immediately it cuts to him coming to the surface. I think really once we know, and I could be talking out my ass here, but right now I'll make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Obviously, hindsight will be 20/20, and it always is. I suspect once we get a clearer cut understanding, if there was foul play at work here, that video that the boys at Adventure with Purpose put out, I have a feeling that all the information on what has happened is already in that video. They've like given little breadcrumbs, but obviously, I mean, we won't know that until things become more clear. But that's just my thoughts on it anyway. And yeah, of course, yeah, law enforcement will definitely have everything else. Like it was already confirmed, law enforcement has the dash cam footage from roadside assistant guy Nick's truck. So yeah, yes, milk in bags. Welcome to Canada. Come on now, you got to get on the milk bag train here. Y'all laugh at me. You fit in just fine with the rest of the freaks in my chat. They all seem to think it's a big joke, and I know they're all just jealous. So here in Canada, our milk either comes in individual serving size. So we have 250 milliliters, which barely covers your Fruit Loops in your cereal bowl. Or we have the 500 milliliter, that'll cover your Fruit Loops and give you a couple swigs. And then we have what we buy in 3 bags, 4 liters of milk. Comes in three bags, so just over a liter each. And then we have these very cool plastic milk containers, and you just plop your milk bag in the milk container, cut the corner off, and you've got milk at your disposal. You don't have to, every 2 minutes get another little carton or stupid milk jug out of the fridge. It's milk in surplus. I don't understand what's so hard to grasp about that. Y'all are laughing at me, but I know y'all are really just jealous. You all wish that you could be known for your milk bags. Y'all just jealous. You wish you could be known for your milk bags. No, I didn't say your old bags, although that's coming if you keep all making fun of me. I said you're all just jealous because you ain't got no milk bags. Never. I would have never disclosed my cherished, what's the word I'm looking for? Part of my nationality of my country that's born and bred in us. I would have never shared such cherished information with you if I'd known you were going to make a mockery and just laugh at me and make jokes out of it. That's okay. Lesson learned. This has become a learning opportunity going forward. I'm going to keep all Canadian heritage to myself. You're all still just jealous. Y'all want your own milk bags. All right, guys. I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all very much for joining me. And I'm sure I will see you guys very, very soon. And just remember, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Let your body move to the music.
Let's get to it. Vogue. Slate proposed. There's nothing to it. Vogue.
Thanks for joining, guys. Have a good night. See ya.